Okay, lesson 3 today. We're going to do something with a new scale. We're going to look at the scale of B major, which is a bit of a nightmare because it's got 5 sharps in there. We're going to put that onto the fingerboard. We're going to do a progression in B major. You wouldn't really find much guitar music written in B major because of how awkward it is with the sharps. So that's, something to think about. We're also going to look at a new chord for our vocabulary. We're going to look at the sus4, which is a really cool chord, very popular in guitar. Well, any music is popular in, to be honest. Adds a lot of suspense, tension, and release when it comes to moving to the next chord from it. We're going to look at. We're going to go back and have a look at how to form the augmented chord shape and using the numerical system, which we're very familiar with. We're going to also look at 2 pieces of music which are on page 20 of the work you've got, which are 2 traditional songs, Merrily We Roll Along and Go Tell Aunt Rhody, using pretty standard and easy things to read, and hopefully we'll see some progress there. The chord progression we have today is a beautiful 1, 6, 3, 4, 5 in B major, which is cool, going to sound beautiful, and we'll go through that in a short while. First things first, just a quick recap of the scales we've been working on so far. So the scale of C major to begin with, play with me: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It's chord of C major. If we count 5 notes along the scale of C major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we end up at the G note. Now, importantly, that tells us that the next scale to do logically and to know about is the scale of G major. And we know this because of something called the circle of fifths. Fundamentally, it basically means that the next scale, G, has 1 sharp in because C major had none. So let's try the scale of G major and spot the sharp. So G at the top, 3rd fret, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and open G. Now you can play that this way: G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Loads of G's. There's a G. Open G. Fretted G on the 5th string of the 4th fret. 4th string, 5th fret, and the lowest G there. Remember, this G and that G are separated by 2 octaves distance. If we count 5 notes along the scale of G major, we end up at the next scale. So G, A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5th degree of the scale of G major is D. Now that tells us that that's the next scale to know, and that it's going to have 2 sharps. So let's try it then. D, 4, so 4th string open, D, E, F sharp, there's one of them. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, open B, and here's the 2nd sharp, C sharp. Finish on D. D major, D minor. Okay. If we count 5 notes along the scale of D major, we end up at our next scale. So let's try that. D major on the 4th, open. 2, 3, 4, 5. Is the A. So the 5th degree of the scale of D is A. Now that you now know that A is going to add another sharp from what D had. So it's going to have 3 sharps. Let's play the scale of A major. Open A on the 5th string. A, B, there's one, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, here's the third one, G sharp, A. So that extra sharp is the G sharp there to the A. Count 5, so let's do an A major chord, A minor. Okay, let's do the next scale. If we count 5 notes along the scale of A major, we end up at the next scale we have to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E major, E. So we can start the scale from that E if we want, but let's go to the thickest 6th string and work from there. Open E, 1, ready? E, F sharp, G sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, yeah, A, B, C sharp, there's another one, D sharp and E. So 4 sharps. We have an F sharp, a G sharp, a C sharp and a D sharp. Creating the chord, the scale of E major, put the chord on and make it minor. Okay, that's where we've got to with scales. With chords, we've got plenty of chords we can work through. So let's have a little practice as we go through. So let's play a C major. Join in when you're ready. And we're going to change to A minor in 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to change to E minor in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. And we're going to change to D minor in 4, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to change to G major in 4, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to change to F in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now this time we're going to start on B minor. So where's your B? There. Bar everything. B minor uses the A minor shape. So it uses that finger in there. And that light is very, very bright. Move that down a bit. So it uses that finger in. Okay, so that one, and that one, but obviously moved up. So B minor, you put your bar, you hold B down, 5th string down, and you put your A minor shape on. You have to change your fingering, obviously. Yeah, B minor. Move it up 1 becomes C minor, C sharp or D flat minor, D minor. Move it up 2 becomes E minor. 1st fret B flat minor or A sharp minor. Okay, so basically it's a 5th string movable chord using what we call the A minor shape. Okay, you just change it according to what note you're on here, basically. And if we go to 6th string chords, so where the root is on the 6th string, so we've got F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp or B flat, C, B, C, C sharp and so on. So let's try a G major, an F major on the 6th string. So basically this utilises the E shape. Put your F bar on all the way down, all 6 strings. Put your E major shape on, but with different fingering, and play. Move it up 1 becomes F sharp major, then G major, G sharp major, A major, A sharp or B flat major, and B major, and C major, and so on. E minor. Now that position becomes the position, the fingering for any minor chord with the root on the 6th string. So F minor, bar everything, put your 2 fingers there. We'll move my middle one out the way so you can see. So here we go. F sharp minor, and so on. Last week we looked at the augmented chord, which is a 1, 3, sharp 5 chord. So if we think of C major has, if we count the degrees of the C major scale, C, D, E, F, finger stuck, G, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We don't need these for the time being. Concentrate on these 5. So if we were playing a major triad, C major, we'd need C, E, and G. C, E, G. The 1, the 3, and the 5 of the scale of C major. So if we transfer that to the guitar, C, 3rd fret, 5th string, is the 1st. The 3rd is usually that shape beneath it. E, and the 5th could be here, but we can't, the fingering won't work. So it'll be the open G. So it'll sound like this. You'll notice I'm not doing anything with this 1st finger. I don't really need it. I only ever put it on to make the chord sound a little bit more full, a bit more harmonically rich, although that's the same thing. So to make the augmented chord, still in C, we need the C, not the D, we need the E, and this time we need to move this one up 1 fret. We need to sharpen this. So we've got the 1, the 3, and the sharp 5. So C, D, E, F, G, sharp. Okay? So an augmented C chord would be C, E, and G sharp as opposed to G. Okay? So let's transfer that to the fingerboard. C, still, D still, E still. Now this time, instead of just playing the open G for the major triad, for a C major, which is a 1, 3, 5, we now need to put the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string to make the G sharp. And there's lots of tension there. It sounds dissonant, doesn't sound right, it sounds like there's something wrong. It's often used, as I said last time, in pieces where you're going from one chord to another. As you can hear, C major, okay? So, augmented 1, 3, sharp 5. Today's new chord is the sus4. Sus is short for suspended. The reason it's a strange chord is because it's neither major nor minor, and the reason it's neither major or minor is because it doesn't have a 3rd, and the 3rd note in a chord will always denote whether the chord is major or minor. So a major chord in C major has a 1, a 3, a normal 3, and a 5. C, D, E, F, G, C, E, G. Normal C major, no problem. So that is major because of that. Okay? If you want to make C minor, you have to make this flat, down a fret. So instead of being E, it would be E flat or D sharp. It would be E flat in this case. So it would be C, E flat, and what was this again? G. C, E. But don't worry about that, that's minor. I'm not interested in that today. What we want to know is that in the sus4, we get rid of that goes, and we replace it with the 4. So in C sus4, C, D, E, F, G. So we need a C, F, and G. C, D, E, F, G. C, F, G. So on the guitar board, on the fretboard, C, E, fine, but we don't need the E. We don't need the 3. We need a 4 instead. So where's the 4? Where's the? I need to move this up 1 fret to there, to F. So I put my C back on, put my little finger on the F, open G, put my finger back on that first fret of the second string. This is C sus4. You can hear it ringing with tension. You wouldn't be happy if the song ended there. It has to go back really to the C major, so I'm going to take my finger off. I'm going to put my middle finger back on the E. You ready? There we go. Isn't that a relief? So C sus4. It's like you're waiting for a big finale and someone's going to win, and all is well. Sus4. Let's have a look at G sus4. So in the scale of G, G, A, B, C, D. G, A, D is G major. Okay? G major is G, A, B, sorry, C, D. G, B and D. So G major looks like this. G, B and D. Put the full chord on if you want. All these notes down here are just repeated notes from the ones lower down. They don't add anything harmonically, they don't add anything different, they're just repetitions but in a higher register. So G on the 3rd of the 6th, B on the 2nd of the 5th, and the open D on the 4th. That's G major. To make G sus4 then, so we've got the G, we've got the B, but we're going to get rid of that. We've got the D, we need to put the note after B. So what is the note after B? C. So G sus4 is G, C, D. Put that to the fingerboard. G, we don't need the B, that's the 3. There's the C underneath the G. So that's the sus4. That's the sus4 there. And we need to leave the open D. So we end up with this. If you want to put the full chord on, you've got all this going on. A better way is to do this. Put the C on there, put the sus4 there. You could put it here. Why would you? Okay, that's the sus4. Beautiful chord, packed with tension and drama. Let's have a look at a D sus4. So D sus4, so D, E, F sharp, G, A. So D, E, F sharp, G, A. So sus4, that G has to be replaced. So G, what am I saying? D, E, F sharp, A. The F sharp has to be replaced by G. D, G, A. D, G, A. Right, here we go. D major. Let's unpick the notes. So there's the D. There's the A. There's the 1 and the 5. Now the sus4 is G, remember. G is there. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to put the D major back on and I'm going to put my little finger on the 3rd of the 1st, like this. And the reason I'm keeping the rest of the chord on is that I can now do this. Take my finger, put my finger on and take it off. On, off, on, off, on and off. Sus4s add extra flourish and a bit of theatre to your playing. You know, you can jazz up a D major chord with very simple pull-offs and hammer-ons with your little finger there. It's like this. So those chords are all using majors and adding the sus4. We like the sus4s, they're cool. Right, let's move on to the scale of B major. B major is a blooming nightmare because of how many sharps it has. It doesn't really feature as a guitar key. You wouldn't find many pieces of music written for guitar in the scale of B major, in the key of B major. You just won't. Because you can't use the open strings. Everything has to be fretted, really. Yeah, it does. There's only one note you could possibly use which isn't fretted, and that would be the E. Yeah, the rest have to have your fingers on them, which makes guitar playing difficult. However, let's have a look at it. It's probably the last one we're going to do for a little while, scale-wise, because I think we've probably got enough to be able to, before we start looking at flat keys, which are dead straightforward. So B major, here we go. First finger, let's put it onto the 2nd fret of the 5th string, B. So B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, which is the 3rd of the 3rd, and finish on open B. So the new one is that A sharp, isn't it? There's A sharp. Try it again. So B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, open B, or B there on the 4th of the 3rd. You won't find many pieces of music for guitar written in the key of B major. Right, we're going to do a little bit of a chord progression now to finish off. The chord progression we're going to do is based upon the scale of B major, and it's a 1, 6, 3, 4, 5. So the 1 will be B major, the 6 will be G sharp minor, the 6 will be G sharp minor, yeah. The 3 will be D minor, won't it? The 4 will be E major, and the 5 will be F sharp major. So here we go. They're all the only easy chord. There's 2 easy chords, D minor, E, because they're open. The rest have to be fretted. Sorry, it's D sharp minor, isn't it? Being thick. D sharp minor. Sorry, not D minor. D sharp minor. Ignore what I said. D minor. So to repeat: B major, G sharp minor, D sharp minor, E major, and F sharp major. So the only one you can just play as an open chord is the E. The rest have to be bar chord approaches. So B major, bar on the 5th, all the way down. Put your A shape on. We know why this is called the A shape, yeah? Because basically that's the A major, and when you play a bar chord on the 5th string, you just move that shape around to wherever your note there is. So B major is this. G sharp minor, G sharp on the 6th, put your E minor shape on. Then we need D sharp minor. So D is there, D sharp is there, D sharp minor, and back to E major, and F sharp major, F sharp is there, and it'll sound like this: B major for a while, G sharp minor, D sharp minor, E major, and F sharp major. So let's play that together then nice and steadily. So B major in 1, 2, 3, 4, and B major. Change to G sharp minor in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and G sharp minor. 3, 4, and change to D sharp minor in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. 2, 3, 4. Change to E major in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And F sharp minor in 4 in 1, 2, 3, F sharp major 4. Okay, the key to this is knowing the root note. So we know we've got to play a B, so that's our starting point, a G sharp, a D sharp, an E, an F sharp. A good thing to do is when you're progressing from the 3 to the 4 on D sharp minor here, so D sharp minor is using it, we know that's called the A minor shape, yeah? On the 5th string, on the 6th fret of the 5th string, D sharp minor. So instead of going back to the open E, you could just move the shape up 1 fret there, but change the minor shape to a major shape like this to get to E. D sharp minor to E major. Okay, so to finish off, there is a piece that you have, page 20, 2 pieces, Merrily We Roll Along and Go Tell Aunt Rhody. So I'm going to look at Merrily We Roll Along first, and I'm going to talk through what I can see. So there are no sharps, no flats, nothing. It's written in mostly crotchets, single beats. There are some minims which are worth 2 beats, remember, and there is 1 semi-breve at the end of the piece which will last for 4 beats. It's in 4/4, so therefore it's fairly standard. 4 beats in each bar. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 8 bars, no repeats, no sharps, no flats, no rests, no anything to no telling you how loud or quietly to play. So it's dead standard. So first note's going to be E, then D, then C, then D. E, D, C, D. First bar then will sound like this. E, D, C, D. E, D, C, D. Second bar has 2 E's, has 3 E's basically. 2 crotchets, so 1, 2, and then a minim of E, 3, 4. So the first 2 bars will sound like this. On to the third bar. It's basically 2 crotchet beats of D and a minim beat, minim worth of D. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first 3 bars go like this. Onto the 4th bar we go back onto the E note. E, open E. In this case we've just got 3 E's, 2 crotchets and a minim. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first line goes. Into the second line. Here you go. It repeats the first. Basically, it's a repetition of the first 2 bars. E, D, C, D, E, D, C, D is the first bar of the second line. Then E, E, E. And there's a change in the third bar. Starts off on 2 Ds, then an E, then a D, and finishes on a minim of a C. So the second line goes. So I'll play the whole thing. So you have a go at that in your own time. Let's have a look at the second one. Go tell our Aunt Rhodey. Again, nothing weird. Basically, you look for repetition. Are the bars the same? Are there any bars which are the same? Is there a system to it? What notes are we playing? Well, we've got E's and D's and C's and F's in there. E, D, F, C. Okay, so the first bar is a minim of D, so 2 beats E, 2 beats of E, 1, 2, followed by a crotchet of E and then a D. So the first bar goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar is 2 minims of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. First 2 bars go 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the third bar, a minim of D, a crotchet of D, and a crotchet of F. So that bar goes, third bar goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fourth bar goes E, D, C. 2 crotchets and a minim to finish that bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first line goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. On to the second line. Rhythmically, it's similar to the first 2 bars on the first line. The notes are different, however. The notes are up, have gone up a little bit, if you can see from the shape of the notes and the position on the stave. The third bar is different because it has an extra crotchet in there as opposed to the minim, and it finishes with a long semi-breve at the end. So, first bar of the second line is on a G this time. I didn't mention it was G, did I? So 2 G's, 1 minim. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, G, F. Second bar of the second line, 2 E's of minims. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those 2 bars go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third bar, D, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And finish with a semi-breve of C. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll play the whole thing from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's today. That's lesson 3. Looking at the scale of B major, practicing our scales C, D, C, G, D, A, E, and so on. Remembering what an augmented chord is and how it's structured and how it's formed. And we've learnt a new chord, the sus4, which has the 1, the 4 and the 5 of any scale. They're great chords. Use them, you don't use them all the time though, otherwise it sounds a bit ridiculous. We've also just played a couple of pieces from the music I'll be sending over to you. There we go. Nice one. Thank you very much.